So we're going to use, we've been kind of doing some inversions lately, right? Like we had been working shoulder stand in class earlier this week. We also did a headstand. We've been working on some Pinchamayurasanas. So we're going to use the heat that we build up in the first 45 minutes to then go into a series of Hanumanasanas. We'll explore Hanumanasana probably 3 times on each leg, maybe some middle splits, maybe even a frog pose to really open up the legs, and then giving you time today at the end of class to explore whatever inversion you'd like. It doesn't have to be, it could be shoulder stand if you're like, I'm done. And then there's one other thing I wanted to share with you guys. So I had a friend who recommended this book to me, The Daily Stoic. Okay, yes, I can send you guys after class too. So it's 366 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living. Right? Yeah, and it's one of those books, you guys, that each day has just like something small to read about. And the Stoics were, it's a philosophy, it's a brand of philosophy that came out kind of during the Roman period. Like Marcus Aurelius was one of the most famous Stoics, okay, maybe that we would like identify with. And so I would just kind of like to, we're going to come back onto our mats, we're going to settle in, and I really liked today's, and so we're going to use today's as our theme for class. And what I like most about this is what was driving the Greeks and the Romans and the yogis crazy hundreds of years ago, our crazy minds, still driving us crazy, right? That the mind hasn't changed that much. Like there was a thing from like a couple days ago that the woman was like, it was talking about like a woman and she's like, you're not your hairstyle. Like, can you imagine that? Like a Roman woman is walking around worrying about her hairstyle, you know, like we're still worrying about that same type of stuff. So it's really applicable to what goes on in our lives, and that'll be our inspiration for today's class. So a little bit of reading, a little bit like kind of like a meditation to sink into it, movement for sure. All of you guys are really strong, so we can have lots of movement, and then some Hanumans to enjoy that heat in the body. So go ahead, come down onto your mat, stepping your feet in, kind of hip width distance apart, laying all the way down where we kind of typically start a class. And kind of work our way from the ground up. So feet step hip width distance apart. Feeling the shoulder blades on the mat and starting to watch the breath as you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. March 18th. Title of today's meditation is called Impossible Without Your Consent. Each day begins with the quote from the Greek or Roman philosopher, and then there's a commentary done by the author, right? So the quote, "Today I escaped from the crush of circumstances, or better put, I threw them out, for the crush wasn't from outside me, but in my own assumptions." Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 9.13. On tough days, we might say, my work is overwhelming, or my boss is really frustrating. If only we could understand that this is impossible. Someone can't frustrate you. A class can't be too hard. Work can't overwhelm you. These are all external objects, and they have no access to your mind. Those emotions you feel, as real as they are, come from inside, not the outside. The Stoics use a word, hypolysis, which means taking up. This is the taking up of your perceptions, your thoughts, and the judgments by our mind. What we assume, what we willingly generate in our mind, that's on us. We can't blame other people for making us feel stressed or frustrated any more than we can blame them for our jealousy. The cause is always within us. So I like this stuff, and Yasmin and I have kind of talked about it before, like with all her like meditation work as well, of just how much what we feel, what we experience, those emotions, they really are like our responsibility. And so as you move through today's class, right, keep taking it upon yourself to breathe, to make the class rich and as purposeful as you want. 3 breaths together. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale for 3. Beginning with core. Pick your feet up, lifting your feet as high as your knees so that your shins are parallel to the floor. And then reach your arms straight up overhead, almost like a tabletop, you guys, on your backs. Okay? And this is actually, all of your core is strong enough for this. I find this to be more of like a focusing exercise. I want you to stretch your right leg forward and your left arm back, hovering there. So it's called supine, which is reclined bird dog pose. Pressing out through your right heel, reaching back through your left fingertips, but trying to keep your low back connected to the mat. And then bring that back, please. Inhale. Think of that like a tabletop. And then change sides. Left leg forward, right arm back. Push your low back down into the mat and pause. Come back to center. Inhale. Think tabletop. Knees over your hips. And then right leg forward, left arm reaches back. Good. Come back through center. So I notice as I extend my arm and my leg, my low back lifts. And again, opposite arm, opposite leg. Perfect. And you're going to do one more full round. Right leg forward, left arm back. Inhale at center. It should kind of help you to focus and concentrate. And then left leg forward, right arm back. Perfect. Come back up to center. Think of that tabletop position. Take your hands down alongside your hips. Straighten your legs, feet together. Lower both legs down and forward, hovering them 1 centimeter over the mat. Squeeze your butt muscles. Try to press your glutes. Try to press your low back down into the mat. And then lift your legs and lift your hips and reach your toe tips all the way up towards the ceiling. Yep, there you go, Denise. Good. Bum off the mat. Good. And then slowly lower down, hips down, and take your legs forward. So practice only lowering your legs as long as you can keep your low back connected. And then legs and hips all the way up, rocking to the tops of your shoulder. 2. Good. We're going to take 3 more. Hips down, legs extend forward, squeeze your inner thighs. I've been working when I do core to use a little bit more butt muscles, and lift all the way up. Good. And last 2. Inhale, legs lower. Exhale, contract and push all the way up. 1 more, drop the hips, squeeze inner thighs, squeeze inner knees, tone ankles, squeeze the bum, and then legs lift up and over, come onto the tops of your shoulders. Good. Lower your hips down. Legs are pointing up towards the ceiling. Hold on to your right ankle with both hands. And then extend your left leg all the way forward, left heel down onto the mat, and take your first hamstring stretch here. Okay, so I think, Yasmin, you could straighten your leg. Yep, so both legs, yeah, there you go, good. And so we will be working towards Hanuman today, so start to let the hamstring lengthen out. Remember, you guys, I actually plug the leg down and in first, like your femur bone is integrating into the hip joint, and then press up and out. Inhale. Exhale, bend both knees, extend the fingertips up towards the ceiling like you're on your back in tabletop. And then left leg forward, right arm back. So we're starting slow. knitting in through your core. And do you guys notice that your right knee tends to pull in a little bit? Can you keep your right knee parked over your right hip? So I push my right knee a little bit forward. It makes it harder. And then come back to center. Inhale. And then as the right leg extends forward and the left arm back, usually my left knee draws a little bit in towards my chest. So I push my left knee slightly more forward towards the top of the mat. Yeah, so Blair, if you keep moving there you go. Do you feel how that just fired up your core more? And then inhale back to center, tabletop. Left leg forward, right arm back, pause, push your right knee a little bit forward. You should feel your core muscles stabilize. Inhale, center. Right leg forward, left arm back, pause at the bottom, low back is still connected to the mat, push your left knee slightly forward. Good, and then release both knees back up towards center, tabletop, hands to the mat, straighten your legs and lower your legs, hover them down over the floor. That's your inhale and straight up 5 times, lift to the shoulders. Yeah, push the inner edges of your feet together and lower your legs. Inhale and lift up. So that's a nice amount of work, right? You guys, for your lower abdominals, really work from there, lift up. And it's pretty easy to get a lot of momentum here. See if you can coil, think to pull with the contraction of your core muscles for 4. Go a little bit higher. 1 more, use your breath. Inhale, legs forward, squeeze the glutes, and exhale, press all the way up. Both legs stay straight, lower your hips down onto the mat. Both hands grab your left ankle and then reach and extend your right leg all the way forward. Good. And start to stretch into the back of the left hamstring, the back of the left knee. 1. If it's available, walk your hands up onto your left heel and plug down slightly more. Right, so as we get started here, how much time do you spend thinking like the class is happening to you or it's kind of happening for you? Inhale. Exhale, release your left leg forward. Both arms stretch up overhead. Okay, with your biceps alongside your ears. Lift your arms, lift your head, lift your upper back up off the mat. So you should be looking towards your feet. There you go. Your biceps are in line with your ears. Float your feet. Inhale. Exhale, tap, touch elbows and knees together. Good. Extend the arms and legs. Keep looking forward. And now do like a jumping jack. Legs out wide and touch your outer thighs. 1. Arms back, legs forward. Inhale. Tap, touch, elbow, knees together. Squeeze up. Press the elbows and the knees into one another. Legs forward. Inhale. Do your jumping jack, legs out wide, press, touch for 2, low back is down, and 1 more, please. Legs forward, bend your elbows, press your inner knees together, low back is down, legs forward, arms back, inhale, do your jumping jack, legs wide, happy baby pose, grab your inner heels, and lower your head down towards the floor. Okay, so use your inner elbows against your elbows against your inner knees, maybe for some resistance. Try to press your sacrum down onto the mat. Inhale. Exhale, knees draw in towards your chest. Rock up to seated. Okay, from seated, hands back behind you, fingertips turn forward. We're still in core work. Extend your legs forward. Okay, so constantly hovering, right? You guys, when you hover, you're going to get more core work. And then inhale, right knee in towards your nose. Can you round? Can you touch your third eye? Extend that forward. Inhale, left knee in, draw in, squeeze. You should round your low back to get more abdominals. Both legs forward. Inhale, both legs up. How high up towards the ceiling can you get them to lift? Legs forward, hover. And then nice wide big V out to the side. Good. Back together. Inhale. Right knee squeeze. Leg forward. Inhale. Stay with it. Left knee in. Squeeze. Both legs forward. Chest stays lifted. Come onto the tops of the sitting bones. Legs are toned. Lift them up. And then lower down. Legs nice and wide. Big V. That's 2. 1 more round. Legs together. Inhale. and right knee, squeeze, extend, left knee in, squeeze, extend, belly button is back and in. How high, using your core muscles, can you get your legs up? Good. And then lower, hover, legs nice and wide. Good. Legs come together. Push yourself forward. Paschimottanasana. Take a forward fold. Yep. Looking at getting more and more into the backs of your legs. 1. Inhale, maybe holding on to the pinky edge sides of the feet as you walk in for 2. Inhale. Exhale, look forward, half flat back. Last part here, hands reach back, fingertips turn forward, plant your feet, reverse tabletop. Okay, so reverse tabletop, fire up the hamstrings, fire up the glutes, tap your hips, right leg up. Yep, point the toe, nice, Yasmin, and pull it in, you guys. Can you pull that knee in towards your nose? Step it down, take it up, inhale, lift. Exhale, hips down, left leg up, squeeze it in, focusing on lower abdominals. And there you go, that's your pattern, hips up, squeeze, lower, right leg, good, and up, maybe start to drop the head back, hips down, point toe, left leg up, squeeze in. Yep, that's called compressive strength. Last one, hips up, hips down, right leg up, bottom ribs should feel like they're tucking in. That was from Tuesday's class. Inhale there, hips down, use your toes, point them strongly. Now, keep your left leg lifted, right leg folds in, right hand grabs the pinky edge side of your left foot, left arm sweeps up and around, and take a twist, looking at your back, left fingertips, good. Both sitting bones are down. Inhale, press the hand and the foot together. See if the more you press the hand and foot together, can you lengthen through the spine and twist. Back through center, plant both feet, feet into the mat, hips up, head drops back. Can you lift the back of the heart to the front of the heart, hips tap down. Right leg all the way up. Can you point your right toes towards the ceiling? Keep that leg lifted. Left leg folds in, left hand holds, pinky edge side of right foot, and then find your twist here. 1. Inhale, I always think, so this is a variation on heron pose. Pull the lower back in, get lumbar curve as you twist. 2. Inhale. And exhale for 3. Come back to center, cross your ankles. As you plant your hands, step that out. Downward facing dog. So another analogy that they use to kind of talk about how, right, all those feelings and those thoughts don't really affect us is they always talk about your mind, like the screen of like a cinema, like how our lives are kind of projected onto us. And just like a movie is projected onto a screen, it doesn't imprint, right? It doesn't stay burned into the screen. When the image changes, the screen goes back to white, to neutral, right? And that's kind of how we want to get. We want to let the poses kind of come and go, the emotions flow, but we just keep coming back to that kind of neutral state where we observe. Inhale, deep breath. Okay, exhale, knees down to the mat, tabletop position. From your tabletop, tuck your toes, hover your knees. So this is always like this hovering tabletop is one of my favorite for core. And we go into opposite elbow, opposite knee. So tap, touch right elbow with your left knee, and then put that down. And then left elbow, right knee. So keep transferring back and forth. You guys try not to swing through your hips too much. Like today, I'd rather you go just a little bit slower, but with less lift of the bum, with less rotation, right? Swinging your hips from side to side and go tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, tap 4. Now stay in your tabletop hover. 3 jumps from here toward the handstand. So you've got to get a lot of leg power from there. Yeah, you almost did it, Blair. Yes. So you think about it. There you go. Yes. And think about it and jump up. You're going to feel a little burn in your legs as you stay low. And excellent. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale from your downward facing dog. Walk your hands to the back of your feet. Inhale, lengthen, wiggle out a little bit of space there, you guys. Look forward. Notice if your hips have a tendency to really shift back. Keep shifting your hips. So I even do that sometimes, you guys. I take my fingertips forward. So I really get the center of my hips in line with the center of my knees. That should actually help you keep more core as you fold in. Good, tuck those bottom ribs. Inhale. Exhale, hands walk forward, top of your mat. Knees down, tabletop. Last time, tabletop hovers. Lift your knees. Okay, and then do left elbow, right knee. Little taps here. So a lot of that kind of opposite arm, opposite elbow work, you guys, just actually helps to create some like new neural pathways. Okay, kind of different ways to balance and go 5, 4, keep your knees low, nice job. 3, there you go. Hips down, chest is forward. Notice if you drop your head. Now, once you plant your hands, gather your strength, pop it up. 3 hops to your handstands. There you go, Denise. Yep, maybe you feel the tops of your legs burn a little bit and pop it up. Excellent. Step it forward. Top of your mat. Fingertips stretch forward. Inhale, lengthen. Bring your hips forward over your ankles, not backwards. It should always almost be like you're at a wall. And then exhale, fold in. So that should make every Uttanasana more core work. Hands to hips, elbows up, flat back. Lift all the way to stand. 5 jumping jacks. 3 jumping, squat jumps. So you guys know them, 5 jumping jacks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump, squat 3 times. 2, 1, repeat jumping jacks. 5, 4, heart rate up. 3, 2, 1, 3 jump squats. Jump, squat, jump, squat, jump, squat. Last one. 5, 4, nice and fast with your feet. 3, 2, 1, squat, jump, squat, jump, squat, jump. Arms up, inhale. Go right into it, exhale. So let that play across your mind. Inhale, look forward. Chaturanga, Dandasana. Inhale, forward, up dog. Hips lift, downward facing dog. Okay, so come back to that neutral mind. Kind of clean white slate. 3, 2, it's all just something external. You're in control of what's happening internally. Inhale. Exhale, look forward, jump forward towards your hands. Inhale, open. And exhale, fold. Hips are still shifting forward. Can you find your lower abdominals as you squeeze your inner upper thighs? Lift all the way to stand. Hands to heart. Tadasana. It's going to turn to show you. These are called predator jacks. Legs out, arms out, and back. You'll do 5 of those and 6 heel tap 3 times. Feet hip width apart. Hands forward. I like to press my palms. Predator jacks. They're wide and big. 5 times. 5 together. Sit low together. 3, drive through your heels. 2, 1, 6 heel taps. 6, 5, 4, jump. 3, 2, 1. Predator jacks. 5. Keep going. Breathe. 4, 3, heart rate up. 2, 1. Heel taps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last 5. Sit low. Use your glutes. There we go. Power up through the spine. 2, 1. Heel tap. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Gather your breath. Inhale, look forward. Step or jump. Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva. Hips lift. Auto. Give yourself time. Close your eyes. I always have this idea that if you kind of hold steady, right, letting the breath come to you. Staying calm as the breath comes to you. Inhale, press. Exhale, hop, step, float. Top of your sticky mat. Inhale, big opening there. Nice. Exhale, fold in. Circle your arms around and up. Lift all the way to rise. Hands to heart center. Good. Tadasana. Okay. Just watch. It's going to be squat, jump to the right, squat, jump to the middle, jump to the left, jump to the middle. 3 rounds. Okay. Doesn't have to be fast. Go for deep squats in high height. So it's more fast twitch muscles from your legs. Okay, I like to take my arms forward as I squat. So I squat and then jump to the right. Squat, center, left. Nice, Denise, good. And you're gonna see, probably you guys, that it's easier for you to turn in one direction, right, than the other. Over to the left, center, squat, right, squat, center, squat, left, squat, center, squat, hold, 5, 4, chair pose, 3, there you go, Blair, 2, 1, fold in, Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward, half flat back. Chaturanga, Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Adho. Right foot steps forward up in between your hands, lunge. Kind of our variation, you guys, today on sun bees. Lift to rise, high lunge. This is your movement. Front lunge, back lunge. 1, nice and easy. Front lunge, use your core directly into back lunge. 2. I find front lunging very hard. I find reverse lunging slightly easier. High lunge, hold. 3, 2, 1. Hands to the mat. One-legged plank if you want it. One-legged chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Hip lift. Downward facing dog. Settle that out. So everything that you go through the course of the day, it's just this kind of movie, these experiences playing at you. And you decide how you take that external input and then how you react to it internally. So all of this is just external input, and you're mentally deciding here. You just want to switch over to the breath, let it go, look forward towards your hands, jump forward, top of your sticky mat, inhale, open, exhale, fold. Okay, bend your knees, drop your hips, sit low. We're going to go to the left center, right center. So we start, sorry, you can come to stand. Okay, we'll go to the left first. 3 full rounds. So squat, drive to the left, nice and high, you guys. So this is kind of, we're getting down with our, like, we're almost done with our cardio part, you guys. So get your heart rate really up, center. You got it. Dig a little deep. It's going to change. It's going to fade. It'll be behind you quickly. Just fast forward through the movie. Over to the right, center, hold. 5, stay with it. Come on, the movie's going to change. 4, 3, 2, 1, fold in. Uttanasana, let that go. Inhale, look forward, half flat back. Chaturanga, Dandasana. Inhale, forward, up dog. Hips lift. Downward facing dog. There you go, nice Blair. And left foot steps forward, lunge. Okay, lift to rise. You guys, when you keep your hands overhead, it shifts your center of gravity up. It always makes it harder. If it's too much, you can always put your hands down, right, in front of your heart or hold your hips. So we go from high lunge, forward, into your front lunge, into your reverse lunge. So pretty coordinated, right? Forward, you got to catch your balance. You have to push off to drive back. That should be 2. Forward lunge, core is engaged. Reverse lunge, high lunge, hold. 1, soft ice. What's playing in the mind? 2, inhale. Exhale for 3, hands to the mat. Pick up that left foot, one-legged chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog. So Blair, Denise and Yasmin know that in Turkey, every single movie that you see has an intermission still. So they're always, you're like in the best part of the movie, and then they always take like a 15-minute break so everybody can go smoke or get snacks or whatever it is. So you guys are more than halfway through with class. Let this be your little intermission. Check in, inhale. Little breathing break, hold in there. So hopefully use the heat, you guys, to find a little more length through the muscles as they get warm and pliable. Walk your hands back towards your feet, back of your mats. Inhale, lengthen. I can see myself in the camera, right? You guys, I always let my bum shift backwards. Shift your bum more forward, and you're going to feel more power in the hamstrings as you fold. Hands to hips, elbows up, flat back. Lift to stand. Okay, we're going to stay on your right leg. It will be a forward lunge, warrior 3, high lunge, step it back. Same leg 5 times. I'm pretty wobbly here, so take your time. So when you step forward, arms up, front lunge. Arms back. Can you catch your warrior 3 for balance? Left foot back, high lunge, press off. Right leg, can you step it back? Nice. Continue. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, high lunge. Push and try to control that step back. Good. Continue. If you want, you could keep your arms forward. If you want more upper back strengthening, high lunge and press. 2 more. Forward lunge, warrior 3, high lunge, lifting up through your arms. Urdhva Hastasana, back of your mat. On this 5th one, hold, warrior 3. Hands to the mat. Plank pose. Okay. Chaturanga to plank. Walk your right hand and your right foot out to the side, off your mat. Can you do it simultaneously? Left hand, left foot in, plank pose. So you're off your mat. Chaturanga, plank. Nice, Yasmin, good. Left hand, left foot simultaneously, back onto your mat. Right hand, right foot simultaneously, plank pose. Chaturanga, plank. Lateral walks to the left. Left hand, left foot. Right hand, right foot. Chaturanga, plank. Right hand, right foot. Left hand, left foot, plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Shake the head. Let it tumble out. Okay, and so if every time a movie played, if it burned its image in the screen, it wouldn't be long, right, until that screen became really colored. So that's what happens with our minds as we move from childhood to adulthood and all of that, right? Our minds just keep getting colored. Your yoga practice and the process is lessening that coloring, getting back to that neutral slate. Hands walk back towards your feet, back of your mat. Good, inhale, lengthen, please. Let's do that little extra work today to shift more forward until I actually feel my quadriceps fire a bit more. And then fold in. It should help make it a deeper hamstring stretch, you guys, for our Hanumanasanas. Hands to hips, elbows up. Lift to stand. Okay, so it's 5 of those forward lunges, warrior 3, and back. I'm going to do the whole thing with my arms up, shifting my center of gravity up so I have to control more through core. Left foot forward, warrior 3. There's no rush, you guys. You have plenty of time. High lunge, and then practice the push back, right? So we don't get a lot of that push action in yoga. Left foot, hinge. Yeah, I like to inhale at the high lunge. I like to exhale back. 2. Keep reaching the arms up overhead. Left hip with control. High lunge, inhale. Urdhva Hastasana, back of your mat. This should be number 4. Hinge, lifting the hips up off the top of the thigh. Take that back. Urdhva Hastasana, belly is in. Excellent job, you guys. This one, we step, warrior 3, calmly to hold. What's playing through your mind? Think that you've got this. Hands to the mat, step back, plank pose. So it's Chaturanga, lateral walk left, Chaturanga, center, lateral walk right, Chaturanga, center. Here we go. Chaturanga, plank. Simultaneous, lateral walk left, both hands, back to plank, Chaturanga. Lateral walk to the center of your mat, some upper body. Here you guys go. Connect it to your core. Push. Nice. Lateral walk right. Simultaneously, press the floor. Still connected through core. Lateral walk back to the middle of your mat. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Knees to the mat. Child's pose. I'm not sure if it's just me today. Finding this kind of sweaty. Okay. Before we move on to our last little set here, how many times do you wake up in the morning playing a nice movie in your mind, and then you let somebody else change the movie, right? You let them decide what you're going to watch. So part of our yoga practice is kind of taking that power back, taking that responsibility, right, to what movie is playing in your mind. Downward facing dog. Okay. So we kind of have one more of like what I like to consider sets. And then we're going to start to stretch things out. Look towards your hands. Hop, step, float, top of your mat. Use that momentum. Continue to shift forward. And then exhale, fold in. Bend knees, drop hips, move through chair pose as you press to stand. Good. Okay, you guys, it's going to be high knees 10 times at the top of the mat. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right foot down. Left knee circles out as high as you can. Tap the floor like Ardha Chandrasana. And then back in 3 times on the right leg. On the third one, we'll hold. Okay? So we'll stay on the right leg 3 rounds through. top of your sticky mat. Drive your knees high. So sometimes I've had teachers like make you hold your hands out to try to really drive the knees up. That's core work. Here we go. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot down. Left knee circles out. Control. Tap. Good. Left knee draws back up. Begin your high knees. 10, 9, 8. On a little springboard. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot down. Left knees up. Big hip opening there. Controlling. There's actually a lot of balance today, you guys. Fingertips tap. Ardha Chandrasana. 2. Yep, exactly, Denise. One more round. Here we go. High knees. Nice and fast. Sprint it out. Pump your arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift, circle, circle, and hold. Ardha Chandrasana. Yep, you could bend the top leg if you wanted. If you prefer a Chapasana. Left knee draws in towards your chest. Lift the stance. And release. Good. Take that out. We lost Yasmin. I think she had a lot going on at home today. Second side. And then we're going to start being down for stretching, you guys. Okay, so forward. Pick your moving. You've got this. Go faster. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, light, 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 light. 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot down. Control. Circle. Tap. Good. Now, so you land there, you get a little bit of control, and then the right knee drives back up. And running man, drive that out. 10, 9, 8. So this might be the only cardio, right, you get, sometimes even during the week. So burn it out here, and left foot down. Control. And open that up and out. Good. Ardha Chandrasana. We have to put yoga poses in here, you guys, so it's not just conditioning. So at least it's yoga conditioning, okay? And then one more time, otherwise this is basically just like a HIIT class. Right knee in towards your chest. Come on, last time. 10, 9, use your arms, drive through it. Get your cardio hard up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot down. Catch it. Up and around. Ardha Chandrasana. What if you close your eyes even? What if it's less about what's happening externally and more about what's happening internally? Plant your palms. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps outside edge of right hand. So this is a flow, you guys, but it will prepare us for our Hanumans. So it's going to be lizard lunge, Dandasana, lizard lunge, hop switch, switch. Okay, so that's, yep. And then the right foot is forward. And then here we go, lizard lunge, Dandasana. Back of your mat. See if you can go no hands. Lizard lunge, hop switch, hop switch. Nice, Blair, yeah. Lizard lunge, just in time, Skandasana. And one more time, you guys, lizard lunge, hop switch, nice and light, hop switch, lizard lunge, back knee down, and now hold. Yeah, so now we start to get into the more kind of like gooey, stretchy part of class. I find, you guys, that lizard lunge does such a nice job of getting the inner upper thighs, like the inner hamstrings, which are thinner and longer than the center of your hamstring. So if you work there first, it's usually a little bit easier to get into a Hanumanasana. Walk up onto your hands. Okay, turn your right foot out. And Yasmin and Denise always know, I call this like chuck luck or like imitation. It's like a fake. It's like a fake Hanuman. Fake Hanuman, let the leg go out to the side. If it goes out to the side, it should be quite a bit easier. And I really kind of exaggerate that. I really take it out to the side. So I focus more on, yeah, Blair, see how when you take it out to the side, you get to focus on the inner thigh. And I can even kind of sink into it. Don't worry, you're going to have 2 other chances for the real Hanuman. So get the inner thigh first. 1. Inhale. And exhale, 2. Yep. So a lot of, and there's that secondary opening, right, of the back leg. Pick up the leg, scissor that back. Downward facing dog. Okay, so we have that little flow. Left foot steps, outside edge of left hand. That's your lizard lunge. Okay, and then we no hands if you can. Skandasana at the back of your mat. Again, that's inner thigh. Plant the palms, lizard lunge. It's called dancing monkey. Hop switch, lizard lunge. Left foot is forward. Skandasana, back of your mat. This is 2. Shift that forward, plant your palms, dancing monkey, hop switch, hop switch. Last time, Skandasana, just touch it at the back of your mat. Top of your mat, lizard lunge. Back knee down, lower onto your elbows. So certain people, certain experiences, they have burned their, right? We have certain resistances or preferences, right? Because you've done Hanuman before. That movie has played in your mind before, and you have some type of projection about that. So see if you can just kind of let that go, like new, unique, first time experience. Walk up onto your hands. Turn your left toes open a little bit more, left knee open, and then go into that kind of 45-degree Hanuman. Yeah, nice. And sometimes I tip forward, sometimes I roll it back a little bit. Yeah, your body kind of see where you hold that tightness. And then please push into the floor. Make sure you use your core, you guys, to try to pick up and circle that leg back. It has a tendency to want to drag. Step your right foot forward up in between your hands, lunge. Good, back knee down. And then start to explore Hanumanasana here. So, and you can feel it, right? When a teacher calls Hanumanasana, something plays in your mind. It's never a clean, fresh slate. Like as soon as I was able to do Hanuman, I was like, oh goody, Hanuman, right? I wanted to like show it off in class. Before that, so the movie changes, right? It's gonna constantly change, but our job is to just keep coming back, kind of that white wall. Okay, we're gonna stay on the same leg, you guys. Can you press down and try to float the right leg up and back? Okay, 3-legged down dog. And one more time, right leg all the way forward. Yep, so that'll be your third one. Now, if you need kind of any like assistance in maybe refining this, I tend to at least look to the right. If not, try to plant my left hand on the outside of my right knee. If I shift and turn to the right, it helps turn that back left hip forward. I kind of turn more into the pose and the sensation. Good. Catch your breath. Good. Back through center. If you have the twist, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, back knee down. Okay. And maybe you notice a different story plays in my mind. Left leg versus right leg. And you just become this constant observer. Take responsibility as we start to get closer to moving out into the rest of the day. Take responsibility for kind of the way your day is going to unfold. All of that stuff is external, right? Yasin probably knows, like they always say, all that extra, that's just the weather, right? That's just the weather moving and changing, and you're just staying nice and quiet and peaceful inside. Can you push down and float that leg? Try not to drag it. It's just something to work towards as you push the floor. Good. Nice work, everybody. Nice job, you guys. And then one more time, please. Left leg all the way forward. So you kind of release it. We did a class like that, right? Like the reapproach, staying on the same leg. And if you want to walk a little bit into the twist to the left, even sometimes just looking over your left shoulder can be enough, right? To help turn that right hip forward. Other times I actually move my hands, turning into it. Split from your inner thighs, split from your inner knees. And one, you'll push into the floor. Come back to center, downward facing dog. So we have 3 minutes that I'd like to invite you. Any inversion that you'd like, if you want to practice. So with those nice split legs, maybe you start to practice some of your handstands. We did a ton of core. So you could do headstand. You could do legs up the wall, right? Headstand, there's a couple options. A, variation on your elbows. B, variation with the elbows up. There's shoulder stand. I'm too sweaty. I'm not going to do it right now, but there is Pinchamayurasana, right, on your elbows. So not something that I'm choosing for you. Yeah, nice, Denise. Good. Something that you're taking responsibility for what you kind of want to happen in your inner world here. Nice. Yeah, Denise, they're looking good though. Yep, you kind of think like that Hanumanasana leg taking you up. And then when you're done, you all deserve a nice child's pose. So, right, that is a lot of times that why we come on our mat. Like you'll hear someone say, like, I needed that because your day was kind of playing out in a way that wasn't serving you. So you know that that time on your mat is that ability to kind of clear it out, hit the reset button, roll up through your spine, and come to lie on your back. And if you remember at the beginning of class, we did do a happy baby. But if you'd like to take your happy baby now into a wide-legged as our final pose, your inner legs, your hamstrings might be more open, or you can just end for about 3 to 5 breaths in a happy baby pose. Okay, so the thing about happy baby is you're just not, so when you straighten the leg, you're just expecting those tendons behind the knees to stretch more. So there's actually a huge benefit of being here in happy baby and just letting the inner thighs and around the sitting bones. So the hamstrings attach near the sitting bones. So we can stretch the hamstrings there, and then over time, maybe start to stretch them out where they attach over the knee into the shin bone. Releasing here. So I don't always like every movie I've ever seen, right? But we can always learn something from it and then let it go. And it's the same with any experience, any yoga class, right? Anything that happens throughout the day, you can observe it, witness it, and let it go. Take your time as you stretch your arms up overhead. Bending your knees as you roll to the right. Then you press up to find seated. Holding your hands in front of your heart center, and right, like all three of you, you're interested in all different types of like teaching and meditation and all that. And I love pulling from like different philosophies, different schools of thought, right? And so we can kind of come back to what Marcus Aurelius said, and it's just like, you know, nothing is possible in your life without your consent, right? So we really take responsibility for that inner world. Taking your thumbs to your third eye, bowing forward to feel your practice. Good. See that small.